In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys these garage cabinets. These are the best garage cabinets you can get for the price point. Here I am assembling it. There's going to be a ton of assembly that you're going to need to do, but I promise the results are worth it. And I will show you that in this video. Okay, that took me way longer than I wanted to, you guys, but this thing came in a million pieces. Like, look at my bags and packing and all sorts of stuff. And there's still more boxes and junk back there, but she's together. She looks pretty good. I still gotta like adjust all the little drawers and cabinets. There's quite a bit of adjustment that you can do, but should be pretty good. I mean, for the price, you guys, I'm really not complaining. There's a ton of storage. There's an adjustable shelf over here. I'll show you guys everything once I finish installing everything, and then these are all different size drawers and whatnot. So we got all these, but I still gotta adjust everything. Like I said, I just kind of threw it together for now. So if there's the gaps a little bit off, there is quite a bit of adjustment that we can play with, but just want to get it assembled for now because I still have so many boxes to try to get all together. All right, so here I am installing and assembling the main cabinet. It goes together fairly straightforward. You're pretty much just gonna need a Phillips screwdriver, and in this case, I'm using an impact driver and just a ton of time. You can see here I'm doing it by myself, and then here I'm installing the upper cabinet. This is the one that goes on top of the main cabinet, and just putting this together. Okay guys, this is taking a long time to assemble all this. This is like IKEA stuff all over again, but it's looking really good. These go on the top of these, and I haven't put them on just yet because I'm installing wheels. So these cabinets, they don't come with wheels, but they have the option to install wheels. And I actually went on Amazon and got these. They had a really good rating, and they're 4 swivel casters, and they have a lock, but not only do they lock rotationally, but they lock directionally. So once you lock this, it'll actually lock in that position. So it's not just the wheel that stops spinning, it's actually the swivel part that stops. And I did a bunch of measurements before. So this was the 4 bolt pattern originally, and I found that these 2 bolts go right in, and then I had to drill 2 holes here. And then right now I just tapped the threads, but I'm actually gonna get some riv certs. I don't have riv certs, nut certs. I don't have them on deck. So right now I just tapped the holes, but I'm gonna end up flipping this down and redoing it. So because the price that I got these for, I got 8 casters for $60, though they wanted $120 plus tax and shipping, I think, for 8 casters for this. So just to have these ones right here, the same style as those, but these ones actually look a little bit nicer. Good reviews, and they're 5" as well. So that's what I'm doing, is putting these guys on. And if you're wondering about the pad, the actual foot pad that it came with, which is on the ground here, it was just like this, and it only went in the corner. So it's not like it has to be, the weight has to be distributed. Actually, this is covering the bolt hole right there, which is the original just lame foot pad. So this makes it so I can move this thing around. And these things are rated for, I think, 1,500 pounds or something insane. So we're good there. So I'm gonna flip this up, and then we'll put the upper cabinet on top. Okay, so here I am putting the upper cabinet on the top. I would recommend getting a friend to help you with that because it's kind of awkward. And then there's reinforcement brackets that hold it to the lower cabinet. And then here I am drilling the holes for the wheels that I was showing you guys. In my opinion, this was a much more cost-effective way to go, and it's a better wheel, and then putting the upper cabinet on the other one as well. Okay, you guys, I've probably got like 2 or 3 weeks of recycling to throw out now, but these things are huge. Like, it is almost as tall as the Dakota on top of the 4-post lift. I don't know what the exact, I gotta measuring tape. Let me see. Let's see what these suckers are after they're all assembled. 8 feet, you guys. That's pretty dang tall. So now what I need to do is go over here and try to figure out where I'm going to put these things. So I still have my 2 smaller cabinets, the matching ones over there. So I'm gonna reorganize this, and I'll show you guys what I come up with here. All right, guys, so I did a ton of reorganizing. This is at least a day or so later, and I'm super, super happy with how everything is turning out. So I do have 3 overhead cabinets that fit in here, but I have to still reorganize everything. I still got to move all of our sponsor banners and stuff like that, and get everything resituated. So I think this is kind of the layout that I'm liking so far. Comment down below what layout you guys would go with. It's I'm able to barely just squeeze everything in here with our storage racks in the corner. A lot of these parts I still have to, sell and get rid of. They're just spare parts at this point. So a lot of this stuff will get cleaned up over time as I, liquidate a lot of stuff that's over there. But over here looks so good, you guys. And this is the layout that I think makes the most sense. Would you guys put these any other place, or would you try to move this over? Maybe put like the small ones on the end. I think this, in my opinion, looks the best. Or maybe I could put two tall ones next to each other and then that over here. But which way would you prefer? This is the way I came up with right now, but let me know down below what setup you guys would go with. And then I put my toolbox over here off to the side. It's on wheels if I ever need to move it out of the way. I still have tons of room to work on a vehicle if we need to, but if for any reason it gets in the way, I can always roll it out of the way or figure out a different spot to put it at. So still gotta do some stuff with the cupboards and cabinets. They're all empty right now, but what I actually have to do, like I mentioned, is these rivserts showed up. So now I can actually put these in the bottom, because before I load these up, I want to make sure that those wheels are securely fastened. So again, all the shelves, they're all adjustable. Pretty cool setup, you guys. And these things are, like I said, over 8 feet high. So there is a ton of storage space in here. And for the price, if you guys are wondering, I don't know if I mentioned the price, but for this, that, and the 3 overhead cabinets, which I haven't assembled, they're in a box, brand new, so I'll wait for a bit before I do that. It was $15.99. And then these were $250 each. So $500, $15.99. I'm invested just over $2,000 for all this stuff. I think it's a lot of cabinet. This is 30 feet wide, and you can see how far we're going right now. So actually 5, 10, 15, 20. So yeah, we're about 20 feet right to that bar there, because each one of these is 5 feet. So we got 20 feet of cabinetry right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tip these over, put in these nutserts, and then that will be done. Let me show you guys this though. I did actually install a garage door opener in between this. Check this out. Before I was opening and closing this garage door manually, and now I can actually open and close it electronically, which seems really silly, you guys, but I'm telling you, I had to lift and close that by hand for almost a year, and I've had this LiftMaster side mounted lift for almost a year and haven't had a chance to install it, and I finally installed it myself. I'm going to be getting one more for this side over here, and I'll show you guys this. It's pretty cool. If you guys hear that one last clunk, it has an electronic door latch that comes across once it closes. So this is the first time installing one of these. Like I said, I did it myself, but it was my first, so I didn't do a video on this, but I'm going to be putting one more over here. And as you can see there, it's a side mounted unit. It attaches right there on the side, and it just turns that. And then once this closes, it engages this deadbolt here so that the door can't open. And yeah, you can hook this up, sync it with your smartphone, all that stuff. But check this out. When you hit the button, this electronic latch opens and then the door comes out. Check it. Well, there it goes. And up she goes. So I'm pretty happy with this, you guys. Might seem like a small feat, but... And it has like a soft close, so when it gets towards the bottom, it like slows down, so it like gently closes, and then that reactivates. Super, super cool. I got this, like I said, I'm pretty good with finding stuff for good prices. I got this for $400. It was like $350 plus shipping. Somebody was selling it new open box. So $400, and I got this huge door opening and closing electronically now. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys how to do this if you're interested. I'll link this down below where you can get the nutsert tool. So it comes with a tool, a bunch of different attachments for different threads, your most common basic ones, and it comes with a bunch of samples, which is why I had to get more. I only had like 8 or something like that. And so what I'm essentially doing, I already did these 3 wheels, so I saved this one till last. So the original bolt pattern was here. You can see they used nutserts originally, but what I did was I drilled the holes here where our new wheel goes. So the new wheel goes right there, and I'm drilling this out to the correct size, and in the kit it shows you what size drill bit you need to drill it to. And then once I drill it to the correct size, which I'll show you in a second, then you insert this here, and then you use this tool and it expands this nut on the back side, and then it gives you this threaded insert. So let me drill these out and then I'll show you guys this. Okay, so once you get your holes drilled out accordingly and you clean them up, then you can take these, make sure that they sit in flush. Let me grab another one from the package. And you can put them on the tool and then put them in the hole, or do like I'm doing here, put them in the hole first. I kind of like to do like that. So there's those, and then we will screw this in. I'll show you what you do. Essentially, you screw this in and you use this wheel to put it in. And I don't like to go all out. I kind of like to do it in stages. I kind of go out a little bit, so I'll put the two arms out a little bit, I'll crimp it, and I'll tighten this up a little bit. Put the arms out a little bit more, crimp it a little bit more until you kind of feel a little bit of tension. That's where it stops. You don't want to push it anymore, otherwise you're going to start to bend it out of proportion, and I'll show you that here. So here we go. I'll take the tool. Like I said, I'll thread it in like so. And I want to make sure that both of these arms, you can probably see better from there, are about equally distant. So you don't want to, like, for example, do like this, where this one's almost closed and this one's open. Otherwise you'll crimp it on an angle. So you want to make sure both arms are kind of equally spaced. So about there, as you can see there. And then I'll crimp it down. Try to keep it as straight as possible. I'll open it up, put a little bit more tension on it, crimp it, open it up again. And you can see how it's crimping really easy. I'll show you when it gets to the end. When the crimp is finished. There, it's easy still. You'll see what I mean. It kind of like, see there, how you don't want to like force the issue. That crimp is finished. And once you actually tighten the bolt into place, it'll finish any additional crimping needs. Essentially what you're doing is you're just flaring it on the backside enough so that it doesn't spin. Once you put your bolt in and tighten it, it's gonna finish any crimping that might need to happen. But like I said, once you can see that it's not crimping anymore, that's pretty much it. You don't want to force it, otherwise you'll either mess up your insert or break your tool. So one of the two will happen. There you go, you can see it's easy. There we go, a little bit more. Still easy. There you go. See how it's kind of bouncing? It stopped, and that's it. So now I'll take this out. And I'll put my hardware in. So this part's pretty straightforward, you guys. I put my 4 bolts in. And if you're wondering why I went through all this, it was like, I wanted to put my cabinets up and kind of get a feel for where I wanted to put everything. Otherwise, in an ideal world, I would have obviously put the inserts in first, but I really wanted to assemble the cabinets and kind of get them into place so I could mess with the position. That way I wasn't waiting until today to figure out how I want to organize everything. So I'm gonna use my gun, fire these puppies in. And there we go. So there you have it, guys. We got our 4 wheels on here, and these wheels they glide real nice. They honestly turn nicer than the ones that were supplied with some of the other cabinets that I got. So they're pretty cool how they lock in position. So I'm gonna lock it, and then I'm gonna tip them back up. I'll do the other one. You guys don't have to watch me do that, but that's what I'm getting done on these. All right, boys, well, everything is back into place and I am loving it. So now I can reorganize. I've got these 2 cabinets absolutely stuffed, and I can, you know, get all the stuff reorganized. I mean, it's not that it's not organized, but just kind of figure out what stuff I want to put in. This one's pretty much fluids, which I might just keep fluids, but it's a bunch of kind of clutter at the top that I gotta deal with and all that stuff. And I've got a ton more space now that I can do a bunch of stuff with. So super happy with the outcome. Comment down below what you guys think of the new setup. And if you think I am thinking of if there's a different combination that you would prefer to put this in. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up for me. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you guys on the next video.